Welcome back, everyone. How are
We're
you?
here.
I hope you guys are all doing well. Catch us on YouTube and Instagram and X and Facebook. Tell your friends. So before we get going, thanks for coming back. Hello, Pamela. Always good to see you. Diane, always great to see you. Diane Giamona. Is Philly Bob going to be on tonight? Philly Bob was killing it last week, even though I was very depressed about my dog. Still sad about my dog. Anyway, life goes on. First of all, let's pray for the people in Minneapolis. Horrible situation. I have a daughter, goes to school, and I pray for you people out there. Also, our very good friend, David Price, whose father was Frank Price, who was a monster Hollywood studio executive. Mark, what did he run, Mark?
He ran Universal Television, Universal Movies, Columbia Movies. A few times he was a powerhouse. His shows that he put into work, Ghostbusters, Out of Africa,
Back to the Future,
Tootsie. He won Academy Awards. He basically was the head of Universal Television when Universal had every show, $6 Million Man.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah.
So anything that you watched? I'm sorry, Georgie, you want to say something?
I was going to say he also ran Columbia, didn't he?
Yeah, he ran Columbia.
He ran Columbia twice, I think.
He did Chariots of Fire, didn't he?
No, that was a.
I know that was. Yeah, I know that was.
And he was a writer executive that was a writer. He started as a writer.
Yeah, the one thing I can say why I think he was so good, and I've talked to David about this. He was, I think, the only executive that started as a writer.
But was it the Virginian?
Right. I think he co-created the show, Virginian. He was a writer, and he got into being an executive. So he knew script and story better than anybody, and nobody could fool him. And that's why, I think his stuff was so good, because he knew the most important thing was the script. Yeah. I don't think I've ever met an executive that understood scripts.
Yeah. So any big movie that you've known from the 80s, he probably had his fingers in it or got it done or whatever. Anyway, he passed away 2 days ago, I think.
Monday morning,
2 days ago. Yeah. So it's our good friend David. David is his son. And I met him. Nice gentleman. Anyway.
Yeah.
95 years old.
Good conversation.
Yeah. Sad day all around. Hello, Donna Lewis. Well, all right. Hard to, change gears and all that. But for, before we came on, we were kind of talking about, and we'll make this one short, about Cracker Barrel. And I know they had changed the logo to update it, and then people got upset, and then everybody got upset. I mean, I actually got upset about it. So they switched the logo back to the original. But how did you feel about the new logo, you guys?
You know what?
Mark, you've ever eaten in one?
No, I've never been to a Cracker Barrel. They don't have them on the West Coast. But I will tell you this, I didn't mind. I knew what it was about. I figured they were just updating. I didn't realize people would get so attached to the old thing. I heard the girls say why they did it. They just wanted to brighten up the restaurants, clean it up. They didn't want to lose any of their customers. So I think it was a little overdone where people got really upset. But they immediately changed it back. So it said, we listened. But I don't think it was a woke thing. Well,
you're putting in a good face. I don't know if they listened. Their stock dropped 12%. And
yeah. And
so,
I think that
it wasn't like, what is your opinion of the restaurant? So now I wonder if they're going to change so, it started in Lebanon, Tennessee, and my wife's from Tennessee. So, and what do you think, George? You've been to them. Honestly, I'm not a giant fan of the food. I've been there. My wife loves it. My dad loves eating scrambled eggs and toast when I get there. But did you like it?
Well, I just liked it as an option to go. I only really went for breakfast, but I remember getting handed those little triangle games with pegs.
Yeah.
That means your food's going to take a long time, which is fine. I don't care. And there was more of a truck stop location where I grew up in Ohio. There's a lot of truck stops, and this was part of that scene. But I liked it, but I don't believe that this was the goal. Let's change the logo. That's the first step to a much more radical change to a business, to me. Because why would you ever touch your logo? I mean, unless you're going to redo that's the last thing you.
Well, can I say, as an outside guy, because I've never been to it, I thought the logo was a little dated. And when they did the new, I thought they were just cleaning it up. And they said they're kind of cleaning up the restaurant. So it didn't really bother me. And I just always assumed Cracker Barrel's was appealed to sort of, down to earth, blue collar, maybe conservative people. So I didn't know why everybody got so upset.
Well, it was started as it was a truck stop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they're good. They're usually conservative truckers.
Well,
or at least
down to earth. Whole other
I mean?
Issue now who all the truck drivers or a lot of the truck drivers are. But go ahead, George. You wanted to finish?
No, I wasn't finished. I just wanted to add that, I would go when I was before I had a family, and I would take my family to eat there because it was fun.
George, why do you bring everything like crap?
I would get stuck in the gift shop. I would get stuck there in the, you go there and you spend $100 on breakfast, and you spend another $100 in the gift shop. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
Well, that was the hook. But you walk through this, Mark, when you walk into a, I don't even know what you would call it. What is it, George? You walk into a store,
a country store kind of thing.
Yeah, but they had all kinds of candy, pillows, trinkets, crazy stuff, and it was nice. But you couldn't walk out of there without spending $100.
You're right.
Right.
But the thing that is interesting about that shop to me is you never think of that kind of a place as a record place, but they used to buy very big volumes of records if you made them a version where if you put your own, it was a compilation, or if you put an extra track on a new country record or something. Sometimes they were one-way sales, which meant you couldn't return them, but they would have a significant a dent in record sales by the stuff you sold through Cracker Barrel.
I believe it, but listen, there was never it was in a dry county. It started in a dry county, and there was no alcohol.
I think everybody equated it to the Bud Light thing, and I think they jumped. I think they.
No, all right. I think okay. No, I hear what you're saying, but
yeah, I don't think it was that at all.
First of all, it was a dry county. Then they brought in alcohol, and that bothered people. And then they had then they were going along with this DEI stuff. That bothered people. And I think, Mark, I understand what you're saying about the signage, but I think it was a much bigger problem. It was I think people in this country are so tired of stop changing things. Stop. We get it. You want to change everything. You want to erase history. You want to erase American history. You can't do it with holidays, right? You do it with statues, and they keep doing it. And people finally said, "Hey, all right, we're good. And I think that was the issue.
I see what you're saying, and I agree with that. I'm thinking though maybe they were just trying to update. Like Jack in the Box. They took away the clown.
It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. The woman says, "No, we don't care if MAGA people eat here."
I didn't hear this. I didn't hear that.
You moron. That's 90% of your crowd, probably.
Oh, no. See, I didn't follow it that closely. That's what she said?
Yes.
So they were doing a little wokeness.
Yes. So people said,
okay, then I completely.
We're not going anymore. that was the. You can't say to half the country you don't have to eat here. Well, you know what? I won't.
And by the way, half the country that kept them going.
Yes.
So
Yes.
oh, okay. All right,
Right,
then I
so you
stand
don't want,
corrected.
you
I
don't
didn't
want me to
know.
eat there, CEO lady? Fine. Don't have to eat there anymore. I have to spend money in your shop. I'm done. Right? Unless
Interesting.
unless a lot of anyway. So that's
Mark, what do you have to say to this comment here?
What? What's the comment?
Mark's from California, a liberal. Oh.
I'm from California, born and raised. I would not call myself a liberal at all. No.
Okay.
That's a troll.
But I think Americans are traditionalists, and they want their traditions. I believe in tradition. I believe in it on a golf course. I believe in tradition. I believe in it at home. You want to tuck my shirt in? Done. Whatever collar? Done. And culture. I believe all of it. That's why. Anyway,
Hey,
okay.
I registered Republican at 18
You're
years old.
defending it. Oh my God.
Huh?
You're actually
No.
defending it.
No, I'm saying I registered as a Republican. I was always the guy that was the conservative in high school. I wanted to be a cop, and I hated the hippies and the pot and all that stuff. No, I've been a conservative all my life.
Okay.
But I'm liberal when it comes to animals and
Right.
and freedom. I'm a classic. Do good. Don't bother what other people do as long as they don't harm people.
You see,
I'm a diehard conservative.
we know that, Mark. But you see, like Colleen Wolfe just wrote, I don't care about the backpedaling. I'm not going.
Huh.
I mean, listen, Mark, that's America.
But here's the thing: are you taking it away from a company that really still is conservative? I don't know. Or did they go?
Oh, I think they jumped the shark with this lady. Pardon the pun. I really do. I think they jumped.
Yeah,
the shark
I don't know
with
enough. Like I said, I've never been to one, so we
I
don't
think
have.
she's on her way out.
Yeah, people like nostalgia. Yeah. I read Beth Joyner, my wife's cousin, is on there.
I agree with that.
And people are fed up with it. Anyway, so don't. God, MAGA people shouldn't eat there. Really, lady? Remember what happened to the CEO of the head of marketing at Bud Light? Gone.
That was insane. Yeah, that girl.
Whatever. Mark, same thing. You're gonna try and take beer away from guys who you're not taking away, but you're gonna condemn them, sort of, in your marketing, and it's just crazy. Anyway, all right.
If you think about it, beer drinking guys are probably the farthest from really caring about the trans and girls and all that stuff and boys to girls. I mean, not that they have any issue with it, but why would you put that as the top advertising to people who are beer drinking guys?
I'll tell you.
All they care about is girls, beer, and sports.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because they push the agenda no matter what.
I agree with you.
Period. Doesn't matter. Anyway, all right, let's get off politics. All right, so tonight we got a couple of subjects. Figure out the order. Sending your kids to college, time travel, Mark's favorite.
I love that.
And will movie theaters be obsolete? What do you want to tackle first?
Movie theaters.
Movie theaters. Okay.
What do you think, Scott?
I just saw a guy online saying he wanted to go see a movie in the theater, and everybody was on their damn phone. Everybody was talking, and he said, "You know what? I don't want to go to the movies anymore." He was sandwiched between two teenage girls, and they were asking him to move, and he says, "The theater is empty. You move." It's become so.
Well,
hang on 1 second. Let me answer the question, then you guys can go. I think with now, everybody's got some kind of home theater. People don't want. You go. How much is a movie now? $25.
Not 20, but it's $15 or $18 sometimes,
say
right?
$20. times 4. You got a family. That's $80,
And
right?
the food.
Food. You got to buy the big popcorn. It's probably $10. I haven't been to the movie theater in forever.
More. I think it's more.
Yeah. So you're probably going for $150 to go to the movies, maybe more.
At least 100.
Yeah, and you got to go and park. And I used to love go. And the other problem I think, I swear to God, is the previews. I don't want to sit for 10 previews, so I always go late. That's my rub. So I think they'll be. I think they might be on. What do you think?
Well, let me give you the history. Do you know why movies became movies? We had televisions that were a little square, 525 lines, low definition. And when you went to a movie, I mean, I had black and white until the late 60s. You go to a movie, crystal clear, color, 35 millimeter film, and it was an event that you couldn't see at home. Today,
did you go to the premiere of Birth of a Nation? Did you actually go to the premiere?
No, I missed it. I was a little young to get in. I was a year young to get in, but I did. But I did go. No, but this is my theory, and I predicted this 10 years ago. Right now, when you have a 2K, a standard high def TV, that's what they project in most theaters. So you're seeing the same quality film, yes, a smaller screen, but now they got 70, 80-inch screens for $1,200. So people are getting the same picture and sound that you only could get in a movie theater. The other big issue is you can sit home and drink. You don't have to worry about driving. You can pause it, go to the bathroom. Also, people don't want to leave their house. They're worried about being burglarized. They worried about parking their car. They're going to get robbed late at night when they walk out. So many advantages now that the distribution is equal in quality on your home TV. So I think,
Mark, don't you think? I mean, people want to do something. You want to get out of your house. So movies used to be one of the main options that people would do, or I would even do. But I actually stopped going to movies because I got tired of the movie not being great or actually having a not so hidden message that I didn't agree with. So I just stopped going to theaters, but I miss it. I actually miss it a lot.
Well, there is something about being with a group of people, but I think mostly what happened, the convenience is gone. People are talking, as Scott said, they're on their phone. You're in public. It's so, you can have a couple of people over and watch a movie, pay for it, download it, and it's like a movie theater. And I just think the convenience, that people are just liking it so much more now that the quality's equal. The movies don't.
I get it. I get it. I mean, first of all, I said Birth of a Nation only because it's one of the first movies ever made, isn't it? Is that one of the? Okay, so I know there's some racial overtones, and I didn't mean it for that. I just meant it was one of the first.
Oh yeah, no, it was.
We know you better than that.
Yeah, no, I meant people out there who love to pile on, who don't know what I'm talking about, but.
Yes, it didn't even cross my mind on that issue. Yeah.
Okay. But did you go to drive-ins?
Yes, I love drive-ins because I went with my family, and that was cool because you had that terrible speaker in the car, and you could go on the swings before the movie started. That was for young kids. That was really cool.
Oh, on the swings?
Yeah, they had. If you ever saw the movie Grease, George, they had a swing set for the kids by the food.
Really?
Yeah, I remember going. I mean, I grew up in the 60s. We went, when I was 10, 11, 12, and there was something cozy about being in the car.
Yeah.
My mom and dad were in the front seat. I was in the back seat. There was something cozy about being in the car. But that was a novelty.
Stranded at the drive.
I honestly think movie theaters are gonna eventually be big events, and I think young kids still want to go on dates, but most kids stay home, bring their girlfriends over.
At school, Andy. But you dates were big, but it was a family thing too. But the thing, somebody just said, they went to see Jaws in 75. Now,
I went to see it in a movie theater.
okay, so that's probably a completely different experience going to a theater to watch that movie than watching it at home when it first came out, right? Totally
Oh,
different.
sure, because it was a huge
Right.
screen.
Right.
It was CinemaScope.
So the same thing with horror movies. Horror movies, to watch by yourself, scary.
Yeah.
But to watch The Exorcist with 200 people and they're all reacting at the same time, I mean, and I'm going back and forth here. I'm just being devil's advocate, but you lose all of that. It's like George. It's like
Being at a concert.
going to a concert
experience.
and there's four. You have your own private concert. You're going to go watch whoever. I don't even know who the hell's out there right now. You're watching some big rock band now, and you're there by yourself with your family watching Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how boring is that? I love Kiss, but
yeah, you're right. The communal experience it's like going to a comedy club alone. You laugh with people.
exactly.
Yeah, I agree,
But
George.
Mark does watch Leprechaun alone every day.
Yeah, it runs 24/7 in my house.
People-
But I
that makes
totally
people
agree.
start laughing.
Laughter, like a comedy, you want to be with people. Why do you think they have an audience when they shoot sitcoms? Because
Right.
your laughter, you build. No, I do agree. It's a great experience. I just think our society, again, it's leaving the house. It's worried about crime. It's worried about
It's all that,
drinking.
of course. It's
And
all
that wasn't the issue in the old days.
No, I know that.
as
I
much.
remember, hey, Joe Steinbach, how you doing?
Mark, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How much does not being able to smoke in the theater have to do with you not going to a theater? 'Cause you
Oh my
can't-
goodness. I remember, by the way, I never smoked in the theater because I only smoked cigars. I started in the late 70s,
They
early
wouldn't let
80s.
you smoke cigars in the theater?
No, I never even tried. But I remember as a kid in the 60s, I would go to movies and there would be people smoking cigarettes. I never
Yeah.
smoked cigarettes.
Yeah,
I remember
really?
it didn't bother me, but yeah. But that stopped. I don't think even in the 80s you couldn't smoke cigarettes in a movie theater. They stopped it, I think, early 80s.
Somebody just said you can't go to the movies in your pajamas. Of course you can. Who the hell have people going half naked? You can wear
Somebody
your
else
pajamas.
actually said that they went regularly in their pajamas, so they liked
Yeah.
it.
All these kids go to school in pajamas. Right? They wear like these.
Yeah,
these
I don't know. I'm
pajama
not a
pants.
big pajama wearer, so I don't know.
No, but you can anyway. So
That's
some of
from
the-
your friend David. That comment. He smoked in the theater.
No.
Oh, there's David. That David Price, that guy on the screen right now is the guy that lost his dad right there. The great David Price and the great Frank Price. Well,
I don't like David that much, actually. But
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. He was your best friend. He actually, if I'm being honest, Mark, he saved Leprechaun.
he did. He did. If I didn't have David on Leprechaun, it would have never been the hit.
That is such an inside joke. I
Yes,
don't want
it's
to
a
do
very
this.
inside joke.
Mark,
No, I do adore David.
You guys love each other because you fight like you're married when we're
I
together.
know. I know.
You guys are having this little wine.
The other night when we were at smoking cigar, we were at Bad Ash. We had some great stories. I remembered all the things we've done together. Yeah, David's a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
But
look,
anyway, you were saying, Scott.
no, I'm just,
Yeah.
I just people dress how the way they want to dress now. And somebody says she's so, my wife, I think if I remember correctly, we would bring Bailey's blankets so if she wanted to fall asleep or she got cold, she'd sit in the movie theater. And they have the big seats that fold back and the service, they bring the food. I mean, they're trying to get you in so now instead of going for $150, you go for $300 because you're ordering the pretzel.
And I'll tell you, I've been to those theaters with the seats and you could get a drink and stuff. But again, you're dealing with, I don't like to have to do the seats before you enter the theater because I have to walk in and say, I want to sit here in the middle, a little bit towards the front. So I think a home, especially now with big screen, they're going to be 150 inches. I think you can get a 150-inch projector for,
You guys
a grand. The point is, you bring people over. You can literally have your friends come over and watch 4 or 5 people watch a movie and have that group experience.
Yeah.
I know attendance is down.
Listen, my house in LA had the movie theater. Remember, I had like a 10.
We used to go up there and drink and watch the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
But you
So,
know
I mean,
how hard it is to get Mark to a movie when I'll look at the theater and I'll say, pick where you want to sit. And then he goes, well, what if somebody sits in front of me? I want to move. And I go, you can move. But it's like, you have to buy the reserved seats.
No, but I can only move if the seat is open. What if there's a big fat guy
he'll go in
next to me?
He won't.
I don't like people that much.
I know, but
I don't want to sit next to a stranger.
Of course not. It's like being on a plane with a stranger. Listen, and the LC on this feed just said something that is so spot on.
What do you say?
And I agree with her 100%. I don't like movie theaters because the floors are sticky. And there's stuff jammed in, and under the seat looks like there's stuff growing. You know what I mean? It's like it's just.
And imagine putting your head against the chair that somebody had.
Right.
Okay. What's it called? Little bugs.
Lice. And somebody got bit by fleas. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to movie theaters.
But I do. There's something cozy about sitting in a car watching a movie. I know you're looking through the windshield, but there was something cozy.
Yes. And Linda Nash just said there's a drive-in in Ruskin, Florida. I don't even know where that is, off 41. I have to check that out maybe one night. But now, Mark, you go off your car speaker. You know that.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
It's better.
All right. So we don't know if they're going to be obsolete. But okay, Mark, pick the next one. Time travel.
Time travel?
Or it's sending kids to college. You know nothing about that, so we could do time travel. We'll get to sending kids.
No, you guys could. I mean, I never sent a kid to college, and I never went to college.
That's what I'm saying. So let's do time travel.
Okay.
I wish I could time travel because I could go back.
I am fascinated.
I could save my dog. I would time travel.
I'm gonna buy the. I would go back and save JoJo.
Right, you'd save your cat. But I would go back. I'll get the crystals from Napoleon Dynamite in a little machine, and I'll go back 2 weeks, and my dog will live. But do you? Okay, Mark. I have to ask this to Mark. Do you believe in time travel?
All right. I do not necessarily believe that we have time travel now. But the interesting thing, if we discover time travel 1,000 years from now, is there a time traveler that's come back because they haven't? I mean, it's a very interesting thing about time travel. I don't believe the concept is, no, I don't really think we can time travel on everything I've read about, and I adore movies on time travel, but how do you go to something that's already happened? How do you go back to it? And how do you go to the future when the future hasn't happened yet? So, I don't think it's a physics possibility. I would love to believe it could happen, but there's no way. If something hasn't happened, how can you jump ahead to?
I don't know.
I will say this. Remember, we had a great question. We said, and I'll ask this to everybody in the audience. I'd love to see what their writing is. If you could right now, just now, you don't take any newspapers, anything, no cell phone, you went back to 9/11, a week before 9/11, and you knew 9/11, they were going to go into the Trade Center. How could you convince anybody? How could you? I mean, I know some of the flights, but I don't know the details. How could you go to the FBI and say they're going to crash planes in? They would probably arrest you and interrogate. Could you stop 9/11 with your knowledge today if you just flew back to 9/11? I don't think you could.
I just want to go back 100 years and buy AT&T stock. I'm not looking.
Yeah, well, there you go. But I would be fascinated to time travel, but
and then Colleen Wolfe said, "How would you go back in time before you were born?"
Well, that's a good question. Well,
you're separate from time. If you're just
what, George?
What if you're just observing? You're not going back in your life, but you're going back in the time since time existed, just as an observer, like that movie, the Wells movie you like, Mark.
The Time Machine or The Door into Summer.
Oh,
the Time Machine was my favorite.
Yeah,
the original George Powell 1960 Time Machine, or The Door into Summer.
If you went back in time, could you change your own diaper?
Well, here's the thing. How do you physically go to something that's not physically there anymore?
Hey, I saw the Star Trek episode where they went back in time. I know you saw it. So it's possible.
Well, the book that I love, The Door into Summer by Heinlein, he time traveled by taking a deep sleep where they could suspend you and then wake you up 100 years from now. So in a sense, that was time travel because he woke up 100 years, and to him it was just going to sleep and waking up the next day.
That's not.
But a time machine, God, I'd love to believe you could do it, but it doesn't make any sense to that we could do it. What do you think?
What if you
are there time travelers who've come back?
Go, George.
What if you did it the way Christopher Reeves did in Somewhere in Time, where he mentally, he dressed for the time he wanted to go back to, and he.
Well, that was a chick flick.
No, but
total chick flick. Don't start with that Somewhere in Time. I hated that movie.
Women love that movie. Go ahead, George.
Oh, women love it. Oh, he thought he went back. He went back.
Wait, let George finish.
Okay, go, George.
Don't forget him leaving a current present day penny is what snapped him out of it. And the reason I like that movie is I like the theme, the variations on the theme from Paganini, which is the theme to the.
I didn't know you were gay, George.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh my God! Unbelievable.
No, I'm saying women and gay love that movie.
Have to apologize for that. I'm sorry. You must.
Oh no, I'm saying it in the sincerest, nicest. No, I meant it.
Oh yeah, you're backpedaling more than
I have gay friends.
The Mark Jones that. Everybody says that when I have a friend that's Korean. I have a friend that.
I know. So I don't even want to insult people, but no, I'm saying it, George. It is a chick flick.
Mark Jones is off the podcast. He's only going to get the Mark Jones minute. He'll only get a minute. That's it. Oh, God. Wow. He's not homophobic. Trust me. I know.
No. But I'm saying, George, I think that movie was too ethereal. I like a machine.
Guys are throwing around a lot of big words today. I don't even know what the hell's going on. What was the other word he just used? Guggenheim? What was that word?
Ethereal.
No, the one before that. He used a very big word.
I think he was mispronouncing something.
I might be. There's a little wine in my coffee cup, by the way.
There you go.
So that might be it.
When Mark starts drinking, a lot of bad things happen. Well, I don't. Man, I don't. George. Can you time travel?
I don't think yet we can, but I don't doubt anything, man. I don't even know if time, I think we might be looking at it wrong. I think we think that we're traveling forward and we can't go back. And I don't think that's all of the understanding of it. But I don't know what it is, so I don't want to speak about it.
I have no idea.
Well, what is time? The question is, time is a consideration. We decide that this much is an hour, this is a year. What is there any time? Did God create time? Maybe he just created a universe and we have created time. It's an interesting, it can drive you crazy.
Yeah, but you can't deny that we're growing and getting older. So something is happening. I just don't know.
Well, it is time passage, but supposedly if you go if you have a telescope that can go a million years the speed of you can actually see dinosaurs if you look at the Earth.
Well, wait a minute. Now you're saying there is time travel.
Well, is it time travel? The idea is if we look at a planet with a telescope that's 100 million light years away, we would see on that planet the images that were 100 million years ago because it took that long to get to our telescope.
I am so. You mean
it's very confusing.
I'm lost.
Please write in if you've time.
Yes, exactly. Please write in. Send us emails if you can prove this time travel. Thank you, Mark.
I'd love it to be true.
That's a very. We'll meet the Morlocks or the What were they called in Time Machine?
Morlocks.
The worst monster-looking cheap movie.
George Powell wrote and directed the Time Machine, the original one with Rod Taylor.
Didn't you build a little replica of that?
He sat in the chair with a spinning disc.
Mark, did you build a replica, Mark?
I actually did as a kid.
That's what George just asked you.
To my God, to God's ears, I did. I built it
Did it
out
work?
of an ashtray that I found, and yeah, I did.
Of course, it's an ashtray, George. It's an
It
ashtray.
was filled with
But do
cigar
you
ash.
know, in the original Time Machine, do you know the first thing that traveled? Who's the guy? Sebastian Cabot came to the dinner, and he took a cigar out of his pocket because the time traveler was going to show them a miniature time machine, and he bent the cigar like a human, put it into the time machine, turned it on, the little one, and it spun and spun and spun and disappeared. And they went, "That's a magic act." And he goes, "No, that's a time machine. I created it," and they thought it was fake. And then when they all left after dinner, he went into his basement and there was a big version. So the first time travel in the time machine was a cigar.
All right. That's why you're a cigar smoker.
I think maybe so. I love that movie.
Okay, yeah. Stephanie W is falling asleep, and I am too. Mr. French, yes, D. Mr. French, Sebastian Cabot, and he was also in a very good Twilight Zone episode. All right, let's get to sending your kids to college. Mark, you can go to the bathroom if you have to.
I don't have to.
Oh, unfortunately,
I'm okay. I can just stay here.
Okay. Well, George, how many kids? All your kids went to college, George?
Yeah, I sent 4 of them away to college. Actually, one of them went to 2 colleges, so we did it 5 times. But I have to tell you, my oldest went to UCLA, which is anywhere from a half an hour to 4 hours away, depending on the traffic from here. But it still felt like he was gone. There's an emptiness to leaving. And I felt bad. I mean, as a parent, missing him. But what I remember, putting him into this dorm room that had 4 people in a room that one person should live in, and I felt bad leaving him there. He's there with 3 strangers.
Yeah,
they worked it out, and it went great. So I can't complain. But
well, he was so happy to get out of the house.
Yeah, well, you're probably right. But I can remember going with my daughter, and we arrived the second day, and the roommate had masking taped off the room, and she took way more than half of it. And I'm like, what the hell? She's got like masking tape that zigzags into my daughter's area. And I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, well, that's where I leave my guitar.
Oh, God.
Put your guitar on your bed.
Oh, my God. Well, listen, there's a lot of weird people out there. But, George, you had 4. Yeah. So when one went away, horrible, but you had 3. Or, you're right. You still had 1. There was a couple hanging around. And then there was 2, and then there was 1. So you kind of get right. And then you kind of got used to it. I mean, my Bailey goes next fall.
Wow.
Of 26. And I'm like, what?
You're going to be a wreck.
What? Am I moving? What am I doing? I'm sort of in this, the world is spinning. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I don't know, I think she'll be fine.
I think she will too, but I also think there is, once you get over the first couple of days and you're like, okay, I'm actually on my own. It might be fun and not freedom, like you guys don't tie her down, but she might have a sense of like something she's never experienced before, and it's worth it. I mean, all my kids went through that, and I thought it was good.
Scott does not want his daughter to experience anything.
No, that's true. No, but it's funny, George. I said to her, Bailey, I know you're hesitant and you're a little scared. I get it, but you're going to go there the second and third day. You're going to go, this is the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. My parents are not bugging me. My dad's not telling me to drink a power shake. My mom is not telling me to do this. I don't care if I clean up my room right now. My God, why didn't I do this 10 years ago when I was 9?
So right, Scott.
Because that's what happened to me. I moved out when I was 24. And I bought a condo on Chandler and Whitsett, George. Chandler and Whitsett.
Exactly where that is.
I know exactly where it is.
And I went there, and the first night I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. Oh my God, I could do whatever I want. I could do whatever I want. and it was amazing. So, the fear of the unknown is real.
Oh, I can say one thing. I moved out of my house. I was 18. When I graduated high school, almost 19, and I moved out with my best friend Dan Minnick to Oakwood Apartments for my parents' house. He had a room on one side and a bathroom on the room.
Explain to people what the Oakwood Apartments are.
Oakwood Apartments were like apartments that I think they were all over the country, where you were like for bachelors. You had a living room and a kitchen, and then each side of the apartment had a bedroom and a bathroom and a bedroom and bathroom. So two bachelors could move, and
it was furnished.
Privacy.
They came furnished. They were for corporate use.
And they were furnished. Yeah. So I moved out, but I'll tell you what's interesting. I thought it was so cool. I was moving out, and I got along with my parents great, and it wasn't that far. It was still Woodland Hills, and I remember kind of after a couple of days being very sad because I was kind of lonely. It's like, because I lived at my parents' house. We had a backyard and we had a house, and I was in an apartment, and it was cool because I was single, but I got very, very lonely. And I remember that. I was like, wow, I'm sitting here in an apartment, and it was strange. I was not that
Nothing
happy.
has changed for you, Mark.
What's that?
Nothing has changed for you.
That's true.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Mark, I had that same experience, but I looked at it as like, I'm sitting here, I got plenty of money, and I could actually walk out the door and do anything I want, and nobody would know. And that's actually frightening to me. I never went and did anything terrible initially, but it was a real growth experience for me to realize you can do things, and you have to stop yourself from going off the deep end.
Yeah, I mean, I could have a girlfriend over, but then I had girlfriends over at my parents' house. They would go away for the weekend or 4th of July, and I could, I kind of was not scared. I was kind of lonely. Like, wow, I'm on my own. And at the time, I think I was parking cars. So I was making good money, and then I got into Xeroxing at a cartoon studio, so I had enough money to split the rent.
You were living the life. But
I was.
So Robbie Hoskins has two kids going to college, and he's asking me for advice. I don't have any advice for you, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I take her to school every day.
You're going to move into the you're going to move into the college and get a room.
I would if I could. But I'm Mark, I'm not going to do that. Come on, I'm not going to do that. But
no, you're going to be next door in a house.
Yeah, no, of course. But I'm right now because I can. I'm with her all the time, and my wife is too. And I drive her to school, and we go to dinner, and I take her to the gym, and all because she doesn't have her license yet. And all of a sudden, that'll all be gone. And I'll be banging around this house or a house going, well,
Does she have a car?
I'll bet you
she has a car, right?
She has a car, but she doesn't have her license yet.
But when she goes to college, she'll take her car?
We'll ship her car up there. We're not going to drive it, but either. And I don't, I don't know, Mark, everything you're asking me is legit, but I don't have an answer for you. I don't know.
Scott, you know what I found odd when I went to college, and this might just be me. I only really talked to my parents when I called them. They rarely ever called me. So and then I started to notice that, and I'm like, it was strange. But we only spoke when I reached out.
Okay. Well, look, Robbie Hoskins even jumping on Mark. Mark was there when they invented college.
No, they built his college.
Wow.
College.
You guys are mean.
Okay, so everything right now, I'm just like in Forrest Gump. I'm a feather in the wind, and whatever the wind does to me, I'm going to go. Anyway, all right. George, why don't we do some mail? Do mail first?
I'm happy to do that.
Or you want to do the George dating thing?
Well, I think this is the last week to enter. So that might be a good idea.
Okay.
Listen, I have a plea for everybody. Women, I mean. we're going to do this in the future with Mark, and I need to get more entries than he will. So I need more entries. So people need to enter. And I have to remind people I'm being kind and I appreciate it. I'm flattered, but this is a female only contest where I got a couple of
guys,
non-female entries.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, wait a minute. If the guys will pick up the dinner, maybe I'll go out.
That's what I was going to say. Save those for Mark.
I mean, I'm open. See, no homophobia.
Mark's open-minded. All right.
So let me just wrap up how to do it. You just send an email to takeonlifepodcast@gmail.com. You see it on the crawl on the bottom. For the dating game, we're going to bring 3 people on. And you know what? We're flexible. It could be there. It could be here. We'll figure it out. But it should be a lot of fun. And we need a couple of pictures and a description of yourself. That's all. And we'll bring you on this podcast, 3 people as finalists, and pick somebody and go on a date.
Got it.
I'm done.
And,
okay.
And yeah, I was going to say something funny, but go on.
No, say something funny.
I forgot it.
Timing is everything.
I was going to get myself canceled. I forgot that we're on a podcast.
Julie Forever, it says, will he date a married woman?
I like married women better.
No.
Never dated a married woman or even a woman with a boyfriend.
That's not nice. That's
Julie, DM me.
No. Oh, Philly Bob. Can't wait to see who Mark dates. Hey, Philly Bob. Philly Bob or Philly Rob? I missed it. Dang it. I like Philly Bob. He's funny. All right. So let's do some hang on, let's see if anybody else. I'm looking up who George is because I have no clue. George was a big music executive at Capitol Records. Knows everybody. Everybody knows him. And he's a music. George is a are you a what's the word for pianist? Are you a virtuoso?
No, I need a couple of weeks.
Idiot savant.
No, but you're like a brilliant piano player.
Yeah, he can play the piano.
Music came easy to me.
George has perfect pitch, and George does a lot of work with going to court, and they ask him, did that guy rip off that guy with music?
What's it called? You're a musicologist expert?
I was, a musicologist. I was an expert witness. I am an expert witness for copyright infringement.
George, did you ever meet Sinatra?
I'm an expert witness for stalking.
Okay.
The only thing I felt sad about with Sinatra, and this is not uncommon, and I'm not bad-mouthing Capitol, but every year you prepare a box set for when somebody dies, a superstar dies, because then you drop it immediately. And he always came up and made me sad in that meeting. And but that's why everything is movies, TV, music.
All right.
But that one always hurt me.
All right, let's get some mail.
We have a new graphic for mail, so give me a minute here.
Wow, very exciting.
Oh, nice.
Let's see if it's you naked, Mark. Don't be too excited.
I like it. I like it.
Give me a minute.
Nice. Good job, George.
What do you think?
Where did you get that picture from?
Jerome, I would have to look to Jerome to do that, to tell us about that.
Did I walk into the lounge one day wearing that?
I think that was what you came in when you were wearing your robe. That's you going to get the mail.
No, I got it, but I don't know where that picture came from. Who the hell took that photo of me?
Well, you're always in a robe. When you're not here, you put a robe on. You're not. You live in a robe.
I know, and I would go food shopping in the robe like Vinny the Chin in New York. All right. Wow. Hi, I'm a younger fan, just 26. This is from Tatiana. As I recently started binge watching Diagnosis Murder, your character was definitely the best. I was a little disappointed to realize you left after the second season. I was just curious, if you don't mind, what led you to your decision to leave the show? do you ever wish you had stayed longer? I've talked about this, Tatiana, but I'll talk about it again. Yes, I was a mistake.
I'd like to hear it.
Yeah. It was a mistake that I left. What happened was
the mail.
Move the mail.
All right.
What happened was I was offered something sort of on the side by, I think, Columbia Studios to do my own show. And plus I was, which I don't remember what it turned. I think it turned into Baby Talk, which only went for a year or two. I can't remember anymore. Wow. But I loved Dick Van Dyke. I loved everybody on the show, his son Barry and Michael Tucci and oh God, I'm so blank on the girl, the black girl. I loved her. Oh wow, sorry. Anyway, that's horrible. She was a friend of mine. Anyway, and I kind of got bored with the show. It seemed to be the same episode every week. And my agent was mad at me. My father was mad at me. And that's why I left.
Well, you left out what you told me. There's
What?
one other reason.
Yeah.
That you used to shoot an easy half-hour sitcom, and now you had to sit around for days doing an hour.
That's true.
On that. And you said that wasn't your work schedule. You weren't used to that.
There are more than
An hour show, 12-hour days, 5 days
12.
a week.
Anyway, the person I was thinking was Victoria Rowell. Sorry, Victoria. Mark, some days you'd work 14. But I came off a show that you went in at 10 o'clock, get home at 2 o'clock, and now I'm driving to wherever I'm driving to at 6 o'clock in the morning. And some days you'd go in and you wouldn't work for whatever reason. And you sit in your trailer and you're like, wee, what do I do now? Can I go home? No, or I'll get to you at the end. And just hang on, please. And it just became, again, great people. I had a fun time on it. We shot the first 8 episodes in Denver.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah. And it was great.
I have a question. Did you, when you were doing the show, first season, second, did you have any idea? I mean, it was a popular show. Did you have any idea it was going to go like 8 years, or did you?
Mark, I didn't care. It was dumb. I made a lot of dumb decisions. That was a dumb one. I didn't even think about that because this company was offering me a chunk of money and to do my own show, and I was like, okay. And you make it. It was a bonehead decision. Bonehead.
Now, it wasn't the suits, those baggy suits in the 90s they made you wear. Because I used to look at that and I'm going, those baggy suits were like a 3-year period in the 90s, and it's never come back. And
don't forget.
Don't prefer the sweaters on Charles and Church. Is that one?
No, that was different. No, but am I right? They were like,
yes, Mark. It was like a clown suit. Everything.
They were clown suits, and I remember, I would catch episodes, and I'd go, "What happened to our style?" It was when did the show come out? 91, 92?
No, 93-ish. I don't know. I don't remember.
93 to 95 or 6.
Don't forget, Mark. That was coming out of the 80s, right? So that was still
you're right.
The colors. They was still kind of holding on, and I had my long hair, which was stupid. It was just.
No, that was a good look, man.
It was the. I remember, I swear to you, putting the pants on in my dressing room thinking, man, these pants are really baggy.
Yes.
And I wore them anyway because I was wearing Levi's back then.
I bought some Hugo Boss suits. Remember Hugo Boss? They were like cool in the 90s. And I remember, and they were really expensive. And the girlfriend came and she says, these are the style. And they were baggy. Yeah. And I felt the same thing. What happened? Terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that? Somebody says gold dust from Scott, and Mark cuts in again.
Oh, come on. Wow. I'm trying to get him to continue.
I don't know.
I can't read comments. I'm on my phone, so I can't read comments.
I don't know if you realize how funny that is, because when we first started doing this show a couple of years, 2 years ago, whatever it was, I would start off and I would ask a question. Mark would always answer. And George would say, Mark, is that the protocol? You always go first and you cut everybody off.
He actually gives me times to think because he has immediate input on any topic. You could drop any topic and he has something to say about it.
That's true. I don't even realize you guys are on this podcast.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, no, you're right. But also I've had a couple of drinks.
Okay.
So that
All
right,
next email. Go.
Oh,
The lady vampire. Oh, I got to tell you something about that, George Wilson.
go ahead.
The lady vampirist. Oh, God, I'll give you a story about. Oh, wait, the lady vampirist was the one with the director who kept falling down.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, oh my God, Mark, you'll appreciate this because you're in the television end of this, so you're in the. But anyway, they hired this girl. I don't want to give her name, but after the second day, she thought she was Gloria Swanson. I swear that she was her. Where are my makeup people?
Oh,
Where's my iced tea? And I'm standing next to Dick Van Dyke, and this girl is walking around like she's Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh my God!
And I was going to say something, but it wasn't my show. She was so over the top diva, and I have no idea who she is or who she is anymore or who she was. Anyway, she was a all right. Sorry, next one.
all right.
I was wondering if you ever got a chance to golf with Rush Limbaugh before he passed. I heard you that day when you called in to his show and invited him to golf. Just curious,
Wow.
Mark. No. Thank you. I'm shocked that I'm glad you heard that. Yeah, I was on it twice actually. Once I just called. Both times I just called in, and I actually became friends with Mr. Snurdley. I don't want to give you his name. I don't know if he wants his name out there, but he lives down here in Florida. Nice guy, but no, I asked him to play, and he never. I guess he was busy or whatever. But no, that was exciting for me. And the first time I just called in, he had no idea who I was, and the second time I called in, he kind of figured out who I was. And we had a nice conversation. This is when Trump first got elected, and I was thrilled. I mean, I was totally thrilled to be on his show. He was. I used to listen to him every morning. I just thought he was, full of common sense, and gone.
You know who I miss? Dennis Prager. I used to listen to him every morning.
He passed away?
No. He got hurt. He fell.
Oh, right.
He's injured, and his show has been off for, I'm going to say, 6 months. So I don't know. I bet a lot of people have
I went to see him live. I see him at a function once. He was amazing.
And
anyway,
he's a cigar smoker.
Yeah.
I love him.
Good question.
Right.
One more,
I think he's recovering, and he'll be back.
Yeah. Well, uno más. Uno.
Just one? All right.
Scott, thoughts and prayers to you and your family for the loss of Bugsy. We just recently lost our baby, Coco, and it's hard because they are my family. Question is, when watching a movie or TV show, do you notice the mistakes, goofs, and point them out? Does it frustrate you? My husband is always pointing things out, and I notice things. Mark, go.
Yeah, you know what? I do notice them. I like to escape in movies. I mean, I like to not be the guy who notices stuff, but I can't help it. A camera move or things. It's subconsciously, yes, I do. But really good movies, I can sort of put it aside. But yeah, I'll notice a bad cut and things like that. What about you, Scott?
George, you notice stuff like
that? The only thing I notice are continuity things, like the wine is a different level in the glass, in beer and stuff like that. But I don't, not the technical stuff you guys notice.
Yeah, no, so the next time anybody out there watches The Godfather, the scene where Michael kills Sollozzo and McCluskey, and he walks out the door. Watch the camera when he walks by it. Pacino. He bangs into the camera and it goes,
Yep.
and not a lot of people notice it, but it goes.
Wow.
He hits the lens. He hits the what's that?
He
called?
hit the camera.
But he hit the what's the
The shoulder.
plastic thing? No, what's the plastic thing on the outside of the lens? You know,
Shade.
He hits
Whatever.
the shader. But I noticed bad performances like mine.
Uh-huh.
I noticed my daughter will always ask me, is he a good actor, Daddy? Is she a good actor, Daddy?
Oh,
I give her my opinion. And I say, what do you think? But my wife and Bailey notice things like you, George.
Really?
Clock on the wall. They're both very visual and they see things in a visual way. Yeah, I love Goodfellas.
And she married you?
Yeah, and but they both see that kind of stuff. I just noticed performance, and we talked about this. The damn coffee cup.
Yes.
Put water in it, please. It pisses me off.
See, I don't notice it, and when I've shot movies, I don't notice. I mean, I don't recall a lot of coffee cups, but I just. Yeah, that's interesting. You're absolutely
make
right.
the suitcases heavy. Make the box heavy.
That I have noticed.
Yes, do that,
suitcase.
please. It's so ridiculous. And if it's not going to snow, fine. It's not going to snow. Or use ice. Don't use that plastic crap because it looks stupid when they walk in and it still lasts forever, and it's just horrible. So
they've gotten better. And
yeah, they have. I think they use real. I think they use like
it's a machine that spits
snow
out
machines now. Yeah, but anyway, the coffee cup is a big thing for me. It'll ruin a movie for me or a TV show.
You can't help but notice mistakes.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah. Sometimes, listen, I'm trying to think of, there's a very, I don't know if, God, it's so long ago. There's a very famous Happy Days episode where Fonzie is in his, I think he's in his, when he moves upstairs from the Cunninghams, he continuous scene. We shoot the scene. I don't think it was even in the show then. Shoot the scene. He leaves to come downstairs. When he comes downstairs, he's in a completely different outfit.
Yes, I will notice things like that.
Yeah. Well, that's,
and that's, they shot it a week apart. And,
All right. Okay. I think that's it.
Wait, you want to do your shirt?
Yeah. I was going to say before we get to the shirt thing, please forgive me if the shirts haven't come yet. I've sent a couple out, but I will tell you since our dog passed away, I've just been I'm still going through it, and I still cry every day. So my mind has been in other places, and I'm just heartbroken. So
I get it.
Yeah, I know you do, and so that's where I'm at because there's whatever. Anyway, so let me show you the shirt. Let's see.
You're Carol Merrill. Let's see. Classically trained.
Yeah.
Anything on the back?
It's a. Damn it, George.
No. All right.
No, it's what do you call it? It's a video game, right?
Oh yeah, it's a controller.
I think it's a Nintendo. Yeah, it's Nintendo. Anyway.
Hold on.
All right.
If you want to get this shirt, it's $30 for the shirt, and it's $8 to ship it. And that is a picture of Scott signing a different shirt, but he can sign it for you also for $50 more. So it's $30 for the shirt, $8 to ship, and if you want to sign, it's an extra $50, and it all goes to charity. It goes to what's the charity?
The Baio Angel Foundation.
So that's
so. Anyway, I brought up my dog again. It makes my heart ache. All right. Yeah. All right, you guys. Again, thank you for tuning in. God bless all you, and we'll see you.
I'll try not to interrupt Scott so much on the next one.
Right.
or me.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
No, we don't care. I'll always interrupt George.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Good night, guys.
See you next week.